What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Right Mindset. I am Thomas, and this is Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the event. Every Saturday, Sunday, we do live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and as you can see, we are in it to win it. What is up, Cindy? Welcome back. You were here yesterday, and as always, every weekend, and I am grateful for that. Oh, the amazing Yoshi. Hello there. I love your icon. I love the icon. I love it. All right. So we're going to wait a couple minutes for a few people to get in here. But while we're doing that, let's start getting into the magic of it all. I got to set up the screen. I got to do all that stuff. Let's see. Let's get that going. What's going on here? I don't know. All right. Let's put this there. Got my book outline and half done, the detailed outline with time of day. That's awesome. Yeah, I like hearing that. Can never say no to pizza. I love that pizza. I love that pizza. Yum, yum, yum. That's we're gonna try it. We're gonna try to get some singing in today. You know, that's just what we do here. All right, let's get the extended outline up. Let's get the old outline. Let's move this to this. Let's get this to here. What is going on? All right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. Now we got to do this. We got to do that. As for anyone who's new here and just wants to figure out what's going on, let me explain. Every Saturday and Sunday, I do a live, and Saturdays are more educational or just, me having fun. And then Sundays are write a book with me. We're going to write a book today. We've been working on this book for quite some time. This is video number 13, I believe. And in doing so, to be honest, we've been having a lot of fun. Oh, what's up, bro? Howdy. Howdy doody. I'm just getting my pages set up here. So, uno momento, por favor. I'm going to do a nice share. I'm going to share the video so we can get right into the thing. Let's see. Already in action. I'm excited, aren't you? Also, please bring pizza. Okay. All right, here it goes. Oh, was just jamming Anthrax into a... You can't go wrong with Anthrax. I'm just saying. Well, you can go wrong with Anthrax, but you can't go wrong with the band Anthrax. I'm just... if anyone doesn't know, Anthrax is bad for you. All right, let's get this. I'm just filling up the screen. All right, we got 6 people here. We're doing good. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get the screen going. Boop, 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 boop. All right, share and present. Bloop, 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 bloop. Here we go. Extended outline. Oh, I like it. Boom, 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 boom. What have we done so far? Well, last time we were here, we did I think we finished Act 1, right? Let's see. Yeah, look, Act 1 is done. We started Act 2. We did the first major beat of Act 2. For anyone who doesn't know. Actually, I should do this. Let me do this for you. 1 minute. Let me do this so I could show you the screen. Because I know it's easier to understand and visualize things while somebody is showing you. So I'm going to just show you just so everyone could be on the same page. Yeah, here we go. All right. So as you can see, every 3 plot points gets its own section. So you could look at every act, every section, and every plot point technically has its own little act, its own little arc. But as you can see, Act 1 is broken up into 3 sections, just as Act 2 is broken up into 3 sections, Section 4, 5, 6. We took care of Section 4, which allowed us to explore the new world. So we set up the new world with plot point 10, introducing the protagonist and the audience. And remember, the new world doesn't have to be a new location. It's just a new circumstances. So it could be internal, external. It could be emotional. It could be spiritual. It could be whatever. For example, if somebody in Act 1 is trying to understand their faith, and at the end of Act 1, they're visited by a spirit, and they're like, oh, I believe. So now they're in the world of belief, right? And that would be the new world for them. All right, but it could take place in their house, they don't go to church or anything. They just, or temple or synagogue or whatever. They just mosque. They just live in their house, and they're like, oh, and that becomes the new world. Then we have a little bit of fun, and what this is. Remember, this is always about characters. Really, we're getting a chance to understand them. We get to see them without any real tension or high stakes. Though it can be. Remember, they could be in the middle of a war, and the war could be shooting around them, but they're like walking around in the tunnels and whatever the case may be. They're just not actively. We're just getting a chance to sit with them for a second. And then, of course, you want to the old juxtaposition. You want characters to either emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or just physically be in an old juxtaposition of where they were originally. So using the religious example, if somebody was like, oh, I want to believe in a God, but, and then a God visits them, Act 2 is about them being aware of gods and they're living in their house. The old juxtaposition would be them experiencing divine intervention, whereas they weren't experiencing that originally in Act 1. But also, old juxtaposition is just, they are in a completely different circumstance, and there is a clear measurement of the difference. In Transformers, the movie with the Shia LaBeouf, the clear difference for him is that there are transforming robots from outer space. Okay. Oh, hey, Hannah Hart, what's up? I like to watch you right after I watch a pastor on TV on Sundays, and his name is David Jeremiah. Tell David I don't mind being second fiddle to the Jeremiah. I appreciate it. Actually, I'm quite thankful and grateful that you decided to give me some of your time afterwards. So much love to you. I appreciate that. All right. So today we're going to try to get through these 3 plot points. Now, remember, to give you some motivation as a writer, every week we do about an hour, and then I do questions for a half hour to another hour, right? So I am basically outlining this at a much slower pace as I normally would, because I could outline this in a day usually, or if I'm not explaining or talking through it, I could probably get done within an hour, 2 hours, right? Because I'm just broad stroking the general outlines, right? But as you can see, this is the extended outline. And in doing so, 1 hour a week gets me this far. So it is possible to do what we're doing 1 hour a week and still get to a point where your story or narrative eventually takes shape. All right. So with that, we are going to be working on building up to the midpoint conflict, the actual midpoint conflict, and the immediate reaction. Building up to it just starts setting up, because remember, this is section 5. We're in a new section. It's the crisis of the new world, midpoint conflict. So we need to set up the foundation and the elements to understand what we will be bringing in as the literal conflict, not only of this section, but of the old narrative, because remember, the truth of the lie must be revealed, etc., etc. And then, of course, there is a immediate reaction. This is usually a moment in the narrative where they don't get to slow down and think about it, because that's going to be in the next section where they get to reflect on what happened. Like, Jesus, that was crazy, right? This is more like they are efficient. Aliens attack the home base of the army would be the midpoint conflict, right? It's attacking. The next chapter might be them trying to get to cover because aliens attacked and blew up the main base. So that would be the immediate reaction. Then they finally, at the end of that, get safety, and now, well, in safety, they start going, we have to figure out how to get out of this, because this is technically, we're in the reversal area. So they have to be like, how do I figure this out, right? So just keep that in mind. All right. I know, baby. The cat is here early. Oh, I know. No soda today. Water. I'm out of soda. I'm out of the soda. Soda. All right. So we're on 13. Let's just bring this in for now. Boop. Yeah, see? Chapter 14 is the truth of the lie is revealed. All right, build up. The warden tells Lara. Oh, what do we got here? What do we got? It's cat on feet time. She's had her dinner and now it's wash time. Hey, look, I'm the same way. I eat, then I relax by somebody's feet, and then I clean myself. It's all part of life, you know. It's cats aren't much different than us humans. Go ahead, too. Go ahead. You want in? You want out? You know, you can make the choices yourself. All right. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. The warden tells Laura Olivia that because they can't find the people she said were involved, that they're going to try her with the case, even though the stolen items were not found on the ship. Her ship identification matched what they saw. All right. Why does it look like these are purple? Are they? Yeah, they were purple or something. The lettering was purple. I could see that true. I don't know why I'm doing that. All right, the warden. Oh, what do we got? I work on my story from the time after I read my Bible in the mornings on Saturdays till I go to bed, then some on Sundays, for I have work on the weekdays from 7:30 a.m. to the 2:53 of the PMs. Hey, look, you got to do what you got to do. You know, as long as your system works for you and your schedule, and you know, you feel comfortable with how your patterns are working to establish your lifestyle, it's definitely the way to go. You don't get home to 4:45. That's a long drive. I'll tell you right now. When I get out of work, I just get out of my chair and I sit on the couch. It's a little different. You know, I always tell people I'm on my way home. Yeah, that's a long commute for that's a long commute. I wonder if they understand that. Like if they're like, hey, we know you take a long time to get here, so we're gonna give you a raise. That's what I would say. I would ask for the raise. All right, so let's do it. So the first beat we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get this going here. All right, Laura's back side curling up. Okay. All right. Laura is brought back to her. Oh wait. Okay. Herself, Laura Olivia. Oh, we got more. We got more. I don't drive. I take the city bus, and it's that makes sense. Like when I lived in Brooklyn, the city's only like 20 minutes from where I lived, but if you take the subway, it's like 40 minutes because of all the stops. And if you take the bus, even if you're going around the block, the bus takes forever. Laura Olivia is taken out of her what is it? What do we call it? The isolation cell, the holding isolation cell. And the warden walks with her, explaining. So that's how we start off the chapter. Explaining. You got to explain to me. Explaining. All right. I'm going to just take this. I'm going to put this here because this is basically what's happening, right? So that's just a quick. Boop, 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 boop. Now we could add a little bit to it, right? We could have some fun with this. Let's see. So it's taking and the warden walks with explaining they can't find the people she said were involved, that they're going to try her with the case because someone has to answer for the law. Right. Even though the stolen islands were not found on the ship, her ship identification matched what they saw back on the planet. Remember, we still got to name the planet. We'll probably call it. I work on the Fairchild Air Force Base here in Spookagon. Oh, what? Oh, you're in Washington, D.C. Washington. Spoken as a custodian for 15 years, but now I'm not liking it there as much. Well, listen, every job is heroic in its own sense, you know, to get up and do what you got to do. You got to do your part, right? Every element. But if you're not happy, you know, sometimes it's okay to make a change. You know, it's okay. No one will judge you. Always trust your peace. You know. All right. I'm gonna say that Laura Olivia challenges the warden. Why can't I spell? I don't know. Warden. I don't even think that's right. Is that right? Warden. The warden. Oh, yeah. Fun fact, wardens are considered custodians of the prisons. All right. Laura challenges custodians saying that they have to find them. She really has nothing to do with it. And the warden, this will be world building, says that the world doesn't work that way. Just because you innocent doesn't mean it's true. Proof, evidence, all these things lead to reality. All right, which is a nice commentary on life in general. We got here. I change careers about every 15 years, so writing will be my fourth. That's awesome. I think I've talked about it many times on this. I've changed careers. I started as an illustrator, I became a musician, and a long career as that, comedian, actor, writer. It's a fun world watching it go by. My boss is making me work night shifts. What? At a child center for 2 weeks after I and my madre told her no, but he's making me ride a paratransition van, and so I could work tonight. That's annoying when the job takes control of you. Swinging by to high five. Boop. Hey, Eloise. Hey, Eloise. Thank you for stopping by, Eloise. I know you're busy as it is, so anytime is welcome time. I appreciate it. Even if you leave the video on in the background while it's on mute. All right. Give me those white chalice. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Thomas. Yeah, that's right. If I could inspire singing, it's magic. You are loved, my friend. Thank you very much for the support. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with an Eloise as a friend. Yeah. We got more? We got more? I like how you're singing while you're talking. It's just who I am. I came from music, a musical family. I don't know. My brain is I sing when I'm alone too. I'd be like, I'm writing words, All right, proof, evidence, all these things lead to reality. All right, let's add the next moment or scene or beat, which will be she is placed back into a cell, and she's like, I gotta get the hell out of here. All right, Laura Olivia. All right, she's placed in her normal cell, and she's like, I gotta get out of here because I don't belong. None of this is what I thought my life would be. All right. Okay. The cellmate, who we've already established that they like each other and that they have a device, offers to let her use the device. All right. I still have to come up with a name for that person. We could just put this here, but I could actually clean this up. Actually, I don't even need that because we've already established it. Her cellmate offers to let her use the device. Let's see. We're going to build on these moments. I'm just bringing them up just to, what is the plan? Down. What is the plan? All right. So I could get rid of this. Beep. Okay. Her cellmate offers her to let her use the device. Laura contacts the love interest, and he feels bad because he did just as he did earlier. Says that he'll help her get out. Okay. But what's the plan? Okay, so what is the plan? Let's talk about it. What is the plan? They discuss the plan of escape. Don't go over every detail, just enough to let the reader know that they are going to do X, Y, Z, and then allow the actual escape to play out. All right, so This is what we got to do. The love interest is doing what they can to break Laura out, and things kind of unfold, and problems keep happening. Tries the idea that plays the Selman is actually the one of things because they get off there. Okay, so this is the thing. Right now, during the extended outline, to go into the detail that would be needed for the escape, for me, would slow down the progression of designing the narrative, because this part is really about just expanding on the details of the smaller, more general, broad statements, and adding a little bit narrative movement. This is basically more plot and action and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do here is, because I really want to put some time into not only the plan but the escape. So let's start maybe doing little things. Let's go over the little things. So we're gonna work on that. Oh, what we got here? What we got here? What we got here? What do we got here? Is it okay to have 2 scenes and 1 plot point, or should it be 1 scene per plot point? It can be so when you look at the plot points, like I've said, I am purposefully trying to make each plot point a chapter, and within that chapter, I'm trying to keep it to no more than 3 scenes, but if it ends up being 1 scene or 2 scenes, that's also all right. However, a plot point can be more than 1 chapter. It could be more than 1 scene. Each chapter could be more than 1 scene. The plot point is just a thing that has to happen. It's not a very specific thing. It is more of a it's guiding you narratively. So, for example, let's say this is and it probably will be chapter 27, right? I could approach chapter 27 like this, okay? I can make this the setup, the conflict, and the resolution, right? I can do that, all right? I could also do this. I can make 1 chapter the setup, and then 2 chapters, and then another chapter will be the conflict and resolution. However, I could also do this. I can make it where chapter 27 is the setup, chapter 28 is the conflict, chapter 29 is the resolution. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I can continue chapter 27. I mean, plot point 27, okay? And I can make more chapters, all right? Okay, so in this example, I know that I need multiple scenes or multiple beats to fulfill the 27th plot point. And in doing so, I have what we would consider a full resolution in these 3 chapters, but then the next stage of what is needed in plot point 27, I add 2 more chapters, 1 chapter being the setup of whatever that is. So you're allowed to do whatever you want. The thing is, you're allowing the rules of the plot point to dictate what is being explored. What does that mean? Well, for example, in plot point 27, this is the narrative resolution. So the setup would be maybe Frodo getting saved by the Eagles. The conflict is getting home and dealing with getting saved by the Eagles, and all the people come into his room. Okay, and then getting home and dealing with the fact that he's not really connecting with people because PTSD, right? And then what is the final resolution? Frodo goes away to I forget the name of it, but basically goes away with the elves and Gandalf. All right, Gandalf. Now, here's the thing. If you're writing a book, this whole thing could be its own chapter, but it's still considered plot point 27. This, where he's dealing with everything, is still technically plot point 27. Oh, yeah, that's right. Into the West. And then when he leaves, when Frodo, did I spell Frodo? I probably did. When Frodo leaves, this is still technically plot point 27 because it's resolving everything that happened in plot point 26. Additionally, if you really want to get into it, we could do this. Watch this. What is he doing? Just hold on. All right, we'll go a little deeper. Okay, so actually we'll do it like this. So the setup is we're still setting it up. Okay, Aragorn is made king, right? Because the return of the king. And they all bow to, you need not bow to anyone, right? All them. Hello, Nicole. The beard says hello as well. So as you can see in this scenario, I made it 3 chapters. The first chapter will set up Frodo being saved by the eagles, and all the people come into the room, and they're like, hey. Then chapter 27 would be about the Aragorn is made king, and they all bow to Frodo, and Frodo is going to go home. Then chapter 29 has 2 pieces. The first half is the conflict. So that's maybe 1 or 2 scenes. And that's the other thing. I can make that 1 or 2 scenes. And he's dealing with the fact that he has PTSD and he can't really connect to ordinary life. He just went through trauma, you know. And then the end of chapter 29 sees the scene where Frodo goes away. So again, when you ask, your question was, is it okay to have 2 scenes in 1 plot point, or should it be 1 scene, 1 plot per plot point? And the answer is, it could be as many scenes or chapters as you need to accomplish your narrative. Just be aware of the purpose of that plot point. Because at even though there's a setup conflict resolution in this plot point, as you can see, if I add like the antagonist shows up again, and like starts a new fight with them and all this other stuff, that isn't technically a resolution. That is, now we are technically in probably plot point 26 because it's the final battle. They win or lose, right? Or it could be plot point 25 where it is the final battle and it's starting, right? And it was a false sense of resolution in plot point 24. And that can happen too, so because if you look at this, so 24 is like the convergence of power within leading to the final battle. So if it feels like a false victory and it looks like they won and Frodo threw the ring, into the volcano and they're like, we won. And they're like, let's get the birds, right? That could all be 24. Like where the birds came, the eagles came back, they stopped the ring, and Aragorn became the king. And right. So we're converging the power within, and all the plot points are being, but at the same time, it's a false victory because what happens when Frodo gets home in the original book, not in the movie, but in the original book, they do come home and they end up fighting Sauron and Wormtongue and a whole bunch of other people in the village, and they have to fight and battle. And there's one last battle, and then Frodo, with his new knowledge, inspires the hobbits along with Sam. Oh, Sam. And ultimately they fight back and they win, and then now the real resolution comes. So again, the way you look at it, really, you just have to accomplish certain things. I hope that helped. I know I'm a long-winded answerer, and I apologize for that. Yeah, it was so weird because you're like, oh, that was a lot. He threw the ring in. There was like eagles, and they beat, and there was a fight, and then they're like, "Oh, we get to go home," and then they're like, "There's another fight." It was a lot. It was a lot. I think Peter Jackson did a great job in changing what he did. He made fine. I love the idea of Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, but at the same time, the movies really streamlined everything. I need to read those books. Yes, it did. I'm glad it helped. And the books are a real great read just as a experiment of not only experiencing the Godfather of epic fantasy, but also seeing how writing has definitely advanced and evolved, which is a good lesson. Yeah, the movie. Bam! I said it. Ooh, oh wait, you can't see me. Bam! I said it. Ooh, yeah. I agree with you, Nicole. The movies are far superior to the reading experience. I think for a child, the book being read to you is a better experience, just because our imaginations. But I also think the Godfather movie did it better than the first book. That is the most absolutely true statement in the world. The Godfather book is basically crap. That's all I can say about that. It is not a good book. It is not. I don't even think the movie is really the book. I think they just called it The Godfather, and it's loosely based on the book. If I can, uh, that book can be such a slot. Yeah, yeah, agreed. But that's what I was going to get at. The lesson is, Lord of the Rings started epic fantasy. Okay, just like Frankenstein really started the sci-fi and all that stuff, right? So but if we go back and read older books, not only are there change in the way it's written, like I was just reading the first book, wrote Casino Royale for the Bond, and the I was like, I can't read this. This is so right, because the style of writing and the way we take in information has evolved and changed. Mostly because of our culture and fast knowledge gets tossed to us. We need the movement and narrative, right? And that's why I also talk about logical narrative movement, because it keeps the narrative going while you're still expanding your world and getting all the stuff you want to get in there, right? And but at the end of the day, what the lesson is Tolkien started it. It has evolved, eventually became R.R. Martin, eventually became Brandon Sanderson, and you might be the next evolution, right? Uh, and anyone can be. So when you're writing, yes, there are styles and versions that you could write that are old school, and there's styles and versions you could write that are more modern, or contemporary. But the truth is, the matter is, try stuff. It's okay to break the rules. It's okay to experiment, and all these things will lead to the evolution of writing. Writing in itself is a creative art. There are rules like we're talking about that help you organize those thoughts, but every rule is there so you can learn it, understand it, and therefore twist and break it. What we got here? I love that. I love the movies, but it makes sense that Frodo didn't connect. But I thought Frodo's people needed to see what was happening out there. So to me, it seemed disconnected to the movie. Yeah, in the sense, yeah, the book is basically saying, look, even the little people, even the places so far removed from the war can still be affected by war. And it was based on World War II or one. I think World War One. Tolkien, I think, was in World War One, and ultimately he was trying to bring that reality of what he was dealing with back home too. So, have you seen a bunch of you booktubers saying modern fantasy complete? I haven't, but please send me some of those videos. I'd love to critique those with you. Privately, because I mean, do I agree with that though? I wouldn't say modern fantasy sucks. I would say there are authors of all eras that suck. And then there are absolutely authors of all eras that are phenomenal. And then there are authors that are writers. Like it's just just like music. There's Black Sabbath, there's Iron Maiden, there's Dream Theater. You can't compare them. They're excellent in what they do, but you can't compare them. Probably because of word count concerns. Let's face it, if Tolkien had to publish now, he wouldn't be accepted because too many words. He led the way. Agreed. His book and the exposition alone would make a pass. They'd just be like, what are you doing with this prologue? That doesn't mean what he did when he did it was bad. It was obviously like world changing for narrative and writing. Got a question for you. I have a story idea way in the back of the burner. Due to not having knowledge, expertise regarding submarines, the whole story takes place on one. So the question is, how much is too much? Research. My feelings on this is you should do enough research to understand the use of the submarine, the mechanics of the submarine, in the sense of like, you know, how does the, how long can they stay underwater? How deep can they go, and how long can they stay deep? What are the functionalities of the equipment? Without having to go too deep into becoming an expert in submarines, ultimately. Um, but when it comes to even whatever, unless it's epic fantasy or fiction or whatever, and you're completely making up words for commands, and they're not even like Navy, they're called mans, and they're on the planet of right, like you can make up a lot of the terminology, but the use of certain technology, you just want to understand the use of it. You don't have to become an expert in when you do your research, but you have to understand what you are researching so you can talk confident about it. When you're reading a lot of books, there is a clear line of confident writing and no confidence. There is, you can see confidence in writing. It's something that I had to learn to recognize, but once you see it, you can see it. It was taught to me, because people are like, your writing is confident, or some would be like, this writing isn't confident, and I'm like, what are you seeing? But there are things that will, but it comes down to your authority on how you represent things. So obviously if I'm talking like in my epic fantasy, I talk about naping a knife. I was a Boy Scout, and everyone who's read that part is like, I never knew it was called naping, but everything you did was I that is naping a knife. Like, you know how to nape a knife. And I was like, well, I couldn't do it today, but I did learn how to do it to get a badge. Hey Thomas, how are you? Angel, I'm doing great. Thanks for visiting us on a wonderful Sunday. Welcome to the party. Doing a deep research is always helpful. Yeah, a deep research is great, but I don't think you have to go to college for it. I don't think you have to read every book ever created, but you need to know what you're talking about, and just, that's important. Yes, I'm not looking to join the Navy. Yeah, I don't think you need to join the Navy. You don't have to Daniel Day-Lewis it. I've been considering turning it into a fantasy reality due to not knowing much about it. That is a good effort, a good choice. But again, you still need to know like the mechanics of, like, for example, a submarine could go underwater, but how does it go underwater, right? Because now you could use that as maybe a potential plot point where something breaks and it sinks because that device isn't fixing, or it goes back up to the top because the device broke and now they get seen. The other thing is, like, how deep can they go before it starts affecting the people on the seamen on the submarine. So it's things like that that are important to know, even if it's a fantasy world, just for the realistic nature of it. Rather than researching, perhaps contact someone in the Navy and write to them about their experiences on the sub, leaving conditions, isolation, months. Yeah, that's also a really another great idea. Like, when it came to like fighting and war and death, I talked to my father a lot about that because he was in Vietnam, got blown up, a lot of things. And it's really the thing I learned is he explained to me that rarely do you feel pain in the midst of battle or through damage in battle. It's when the adrenaline goes away that you realize you're missing half your foot, or you've been shot, or whatever the case may be. But there was a guy, he said, got shot through the foot, and there was a hole that went all the way through, and he never felt it. And he never felt the pain because the bullet was so hot that, because they also have these chaser rounds that at night you see like an orange shot every couple bit, so they could see where they're shooting in the dark, and it basically burnt his wound. So it healed. It didn't heal the wound. It closed the wound. So but those are things you wouldn't really know if you weren't in battle or war. I've been in sports and football, but when your adrenaline is up and you get hit, you don't feel it. And then after the game, you're like, yeah, but that's not the same as going to war, So I talked to my husband about war and history stuff. I'm a lucky duck to have a researcher with me at all times. You are a lucky duck. I just and you're not quackers either. You fit the bill, but you're not quackers. As they say, when you shower, the water goes off your back like a duck because you have a ducktail. I've seen it. I want to talk like Daffy Duck, but I don't know if I could do it. Donald Duck. Terrible. Terrible. I will never do that again. Ro says, yes, I understand. I figured that way I can get away with making up some stuff myself besides the basic functions. Yes. I'm pretty quacky, actually. Infection comes from the insertion of the clothing we wear when the bullet enters. Otherwise, mostly clean. Yes. That is well, yeah, because there's mud and dirt and filth on it, and you go, and you're like, ah. Oh, dang! What's up, Cook? I was lucky to befriend a local detective, a husband of a friend of mine. Excellent, a sleuth, as one might say, who has helped me with the police aspect of my novel to ensure it feels as real as possible. I like that. Please let me know when your novel's done. I really do like detective novels. Very good stuff. I'll be happy to support that. All right. Let's see. Oh, we got another one. And then we'll try to get back. All right. You could refine your research by asking Google or Copilot. How does a sub sink? How does a sub rise? What commands are given to do this? I asked chat. What is it called? Chat PTT. I don't know what's called. I was gonna make a joke. I asked AI how to talk to a woman, like how to flirt with, and said, don't waste your time. I can see you through your camera. You are ugly. And I do not actually know someone who served on a sub. I know meat that was served on a sub, but I don't know if that counts. So I'll probably be checking in with him on some things. Oh, I actually do know someone who served on a sub. The waiter. Okay, well, that's fair. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just making stupid jokes. Let's do it. Let's get back to the story. Let's get back to the narrative, everybody. All right. So again, we have to think about we have to discuss the plan of escape. I'm trying, Nicole. I really am. They discuss the plan of escape, and like I said, I'm not going to go into great detail here, but what I would like to do is a mixture. So I'm going to give myself ideas, a mixture of the love interest knows people within the prison. Okay. They'll use the potential of I don't know. What do we got? It's not a detective novel. It's a horror thriller. I'd love for you to read it still, but I accept horror is not everyone's cup of tea. I'd be happy to still read it. The only thing is, I'm not a fan of what do you call it? That when like even though I'm kind of gratuitous with my violence, but when like well, actually, I'm pretty good with reading it, but when I watch like movies where like it's just like body gore, like that is difficult for me. I can't watch it. Yeah, I guess splatterpunk might be it. Yeah, where it's just like it's too body horror, like anything like that is but horror, like scary stuff and thrillers. I do like thrillers because it's like I like to try to figure it out, because thrillers inherently are supposed to make it a little harder for you to figure it out, because when I read or watch things, my writer brain in 10 seconds is like, well, this is what it is. So I know in thrillers and like noir and like detective stuff, they're at least making an effort to red herring it and like hide things from me. It doesn't always work though. It doesn't always work. All right. They'll use the potential of getting her to appear like someone in the prison, guard, person of interest, whatever. I'm just working out ideas. That doesn't mean, by the way, again, when you outline, what you write does not have to stay. And if you change things, it doesn't make you a bad writer. I've definitely had clients and friends and people, especially in the film industry, where they're like, what do you mean I have to edit my script? And you're like, it's the first draft. You got to work it. No, every scene is perfect. I'm telling you, you need to work it. And Spider-Man took 20 years to get to the screen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you need to take 20 years as a writer, but ultimately, it's okay to change things up, because our job as a writer is to make choices and then be willing to challenge those choices for ourselves, because we want to get the best outcome. If we see holes, it's all right to change things. You're not a bad writer if your first attempt is not perfect. I'd even suggest that once you've published something after 10 or 15 drafts and it's not perfect, that doesn't mean you're a bad writer. You're always evolving and always learning, you know? Noise reminds me of our movie on Disney done in black and white, and then a color about a monster hunter. It was way better in black and white. Oh, black and white definitely is a fun watch. Thomas is a great editor. I worked with him for my UF mystery book, Midnight Murders, and I also cried in front of him. Not his fault, by the way. I appreciate that. Midnight Murders is out now and rocking it, thanks to his help. I appreciate that, Nicole. And by the way, your crying almost made me cry, because I have empathy for you, because you're very important to me as a human being. And but I appreciate your kindness, and also by saying that it wasn't my fault. I'm just saying. But I love that we were able to work it out and get your story where it needed to be for you to be happy, because that's all I care about is your happiness. Noir. Oh, shit. Oh, shucks. Yeah. I'd love for Thomas to edit my novel. Honestly, I feel like he and I share a similar wavelength. Hey, I'm definitely happy to do that. To be fair, though, I am a developmental editor, not a line editor, though I could do that for you. But my job is to come in to make sure everything makes sense and everything connects, and that there's raising stakes and logical narrative movement, etc., etc. However, I can work on prose and help clean stuff up with logical narrative movement. Do. Understood. Ba-bum-bum-bum. All right, let's do this. Let's get back. Let's get back to do. All right. Okay, so they'll use potential of getting her to appear like someone in the prison. Okay. By the way, during their conversation, the cellmate must be acting normal, but is taking note of everything, because they are going to tell on them. So that makes him one of the greatest editors and authors needed. As my father always says, if you have to tell people what you are, then you're not that. But if other people are willing to say it, let them. So I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I'm not going to. One cannot accept. I appreciate that humorous compliment. Do you think? I almost read that as apes, and I'm going to read it as apes just so you could enjoy what I read. Do you think apes like Grammarly or Pro Writing App are almost... I do think apes love Grammarly. It helps because a lot of they're really good at sign language, but they're not necessarily excellent. They're not excellent writers. Do you think apps like Grammarly or Pro Writing Aid are almost getting rid of line editors? No. I'll tell you why. Grammarly and Pro Writing Aid does one thing really, really, really great. It makes sure your grammar makes sense. It makes sure you're using your em dashes, your semicolons, your colons, your periods, your question marks. It makes sure that the propositions are correct. It makes sure that the verb subject is correct. It makes sure, right? So it makes sure all that the elements of grammar are accurate. What it doesn't do is understand context. What it doesn't do is understand emotional truth. What it doesn't do is take in consideration your subtext. What it doesn't do is a good example is sometimes it'll take a question and make it it'll take a statement and try to make it a question. Sometimes it'll take a word and want to change that word. even though like the character is purposely either A, messing up the word, like saying irregardless instead of regardless, and it'll be like, no, it's regardless. So like it doesn't understand your intent. A line editor, their job starts with them being human, and humans can see the subtleties or the impressions of um, our intent, right? Because we have things called feelings and empathy and shared experiences. Uh, and I I personally don't believe Grammarly, definitely Grammarly. Pro Writing Aid, I'm not too familiar with, but I have watched videos on it because people talk about it, and I was interested in it. It doesn't have the same line editor quality. Now, with that said, what does a line editor really do? They do not tell you your line work is wrong. They give you human perspective options. They look at a line and they say, this one could use more clarity. Why? Because I didn't understand it. And if I didn't understand it, there's a chance that someone else didn't understand it. However, that doesn't mean you have to change it, but just so you know, this needs clarity. The other thing they do, because copy editors do the the grammar stuff, but the line editor also will do stuff like, hey, this is a complex sentence that is very Faulkner-esque and goes on for a whole passage, half a page. Maybe we could cut it up into smaller sentences. The other thing is they help with beat and pacing of passages. So where I talk about logical narrative movement, they might also talk about how, like, I know you're making a complex sentence, and all that means is that there's commas and em dashes, and it just doesn't end quickly. It's just a long sentence of adding, and we're not here in English class. But anyway, and they say, why don't we break this complex sentence up into two sentences? And the reason you do that is for pacing, because let's let this beginning part hit and let this other part hit. And what that means is if it says, Thomas sat at his desk thinking consciously of the pain that was flowing through his heart, having to deal with his lost love, the girl he wished he still was with. And that technically, there's a comma and there's an em dash, right? So you can be like, Thomas sat at his desk thinking, stuck in conscious thought, right? Period. So now that becomes its own moment. And then, like, you can go into the girl moment. And line editors do that. That's what a line editor's real job is. And Grammarly can't do that. Pro Writing Aid can't do that. I don't even think AI really can do that. AI is going, yeah, my ape thing. AI is going to try to understand you, but at the same time, they're also programmed by other writing to sort of suggest ideas, and it's through ones and zeros. Keep that in mind. Those apps get rid of your writing voice and can make your writing very bland. I agree with Nicole that, because again, it's not necessarily taking in the context of why you wrote it the way you wrote it. It's really good to use in the sense of being shown what could be considered incorrect or how the grammar could be changed and adjusted. But you, as the writer, has to make a choice. Do you want to accept their suggestion, or do you want to take their suggestion and rewrite it and try to get it to make sense through your voice? So it's a tool, but it's not necessarily going to completely eradicate. They do a good tidy. Yeah, exactly. Flowers. Yeah, it's good for tidying up. But again, you still have to make the choices, and that's the tidying up part. You go, oh, but sometimes it's like I can't spell, so obviously, I'm sure if I did this right now, this misspelled words. Let's see. Yeah, see, what's this? Oh, like, see, it's making a question. Help her get out. But what's the plan? See, like, you know, you don't know. It's all fun and games till somebody loses a toe, just like AI. Yeah, Ro, I believe you're adding to how Grammarly and Pro aids as AI, which they are AI, by the way. Grammarly is technically AI. Word, when you use Word and it's spell check, that's technically AI. When you use the Hemingway, there's a Hemingway AI that is, it's really great, but it's like it just tears your voice apart as an author. Yeah, that's what I was because it took me a second to get to the comments. All right. I really thought I was going to be able to get to through these 3, but I actually prefer that I got to talk to everybody and answer questions. I prefer that over everything, just for the record. Just like voice to text, it sucks. Yeah, it really does. It'll go it'll be like bloop, a mixture of love, interest, knows people within prison. All right. All right. And then the love interest is going. Wait, I have to actually. Okay. It's going to break in to help break her out. Okay. Sorry, not to poo-poo on Grammarly, though. I use it on some things. Again, using it is not bad. Using Grammarly, using the word, spell check isn't bad. You as the writer have to make the choices, though. Like, is it maintaining your writer voice? If yes, use it. Because we're not all English experts. We're not all students of writing in the sense of like, because creative writing is not the same as being an English teacher. It's just not. Creative writing allows you a lot of freedom. Even in poetry, I'm a free verse poet where I don't really adhere to that. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge to new mutiny. Like, I don't adhere to that kind of, but that is a tool of poetry. True, but it does help to hear where it needs to change. I use the voice to text, or rather, I should say text to voice, because I got that wrong. Voice to text is where you can talk and it writes it out for you. But text to voice, what I like about it is because I have trouble spelling with dyslexia. Sometimes I'll listen to it through the text to voice, and that'll allow me to hear if it's the wrong word or whatever the case may be. Because I read along with it, and that helps a lot. All right, so I feel this sets up. So again, plot point 13 here has, earlier, I think Cindy asked about the plot points. This only has 2 scenes, I would almost say this is a hard chapter break. All right. Hard chapter break. All right. Truth of the lie is revealed. Boo, 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 boo. I love to dance all night and sing in the morning. All right, let's do it. The truth of the lie is revealed. The love interest is doing what they can to break Laura out, and things kind of unfold and problems keep happening. All right, that's good too. Why do we do this? What is this called? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what it's called? Yes. What is it? Yes. Oh, but no. Right? Is that really? Hey, what's up, Emma? How's it going? It's the Emma. Hey, hey, hey. Yes, but no writing. No, but what is it? Yes, but no writing rule. My brain is going. Yes, but no. Yeah, yes, but no. And what are we gonna? It's Mother's Day in the UK. I've been at the seaside. What have I missed? You missed a lot. And by the way, happy Madre's Day. Happy Madre's Day to you. We're on the midpoint conflict. We've been doing a lot. Yes, but, and no. However, yeah, that's it. Hey, DK, where is your book? I'd love to look. Yes, yeah. Please tell us. Please tell us. It's Emma. Yeah, so yes, but no, and then you could add the however. It's all part of it. Yes, but no, right? Okay. Oh yeah, and right, and basically what it is like the character achieves their goal. So yes, right. But there is a complication. Okay, and then they fail. Okay, and okay, and all right, but they fail. so as an example, yes, they get into the car to stop the bomb, but the wires were a decoy. The bomb blows up and they are killed. There you go. Anyway, Buttercup, what's up, Buttercup? But anyway, so that's what this is. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get them to basically try things and fail, and have to think on their feet. It is very much still in the works. I just finished the outline. In fact, one step closer, one step closer. What's that other song? It take one step over, two steps back. Yeah, when opposites attract. Right? Is that what it's called? Opposites Attract by Paula Abdul. Paula Abdul. I used to love Paula Abdul until I found Salma Hayek. My whole world changed. Truth of the lie is revealed. All right, let's. By the way, do you know what the truth of the lie is? Do you? Do you know what that is? Oh, Closer by Linkin Park. Right, something like that. I forget. Right? Is that how the music starts? I don't know. I think that's what it is, right? I cannot take this anymore. Saying everything I said, people. I don't know. I don't know the words of the something like that. I was a kid when that came out. Was I a kid? No, I was in my 20s. I'm trying to. Okay. If you don't love Salma Hayek, are you even human? Right? Right? She's my you know how you get a pass, like you get a 5 people if you meet them in real life. She's all 5. Kind of, right? Yeah, I don't remember the lyrics or something. Truth of the lie, realizing how they are deceived? No, that's a good guess, though. That's a very good guess. So the truth of the lie is that she's going to get. Oh wait, we got another one? I don't know who she is. You don't know who Salma Hayek is? She's from Desperado. She's from Hitman's Bodyguard. She's from what's that really good movie where she's playing the artist? She's definitely from Dogma, which is going to be released again. She's from Dusk Till Dawn. She's from Grown Ups, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. She's from she's from a whole bunch of stuff. Black Mirror, which I don't know. House of Gucci. She's unfortunately from Eternals. She's amazing though. Amazing. She changed my whole understanding of being a child turned into a man. Fools Rush In. Oh yeah, that was a cute movie. Freda, yes. That movie's so good. I hate everything behind the scenes that happen. Like I feel bad for her with all that stuff and the Harvey Weinstein stuff, but the movie is so good. And of course, a movie on a very important figure in the culture of Mexicano artwork. All right. So what is the truth of the lie that's revealed? So first we have to say, what have we created, right? This is a way you figure out on your own story, by the way. You look at what they believe. Now, Laura believes that she doesn't deserve to be in the prison. She believes that she's out of her depth. She's been tossed into a world that isn't what she knows from being hijacked, right? And she wants to get home, and she's trusting. She's very trusting of people, right? She trusts her cellmate because they get along. She trusts the love interest. She trusted, the system, right? Now, what happens is the truth of the lie that's revealed is she believes she's going to get out. She believes that once she gets out, she'll be safe. She believes the love interest is going to actually be the secret to her success to getting home, and then realizing that she is not. And that changes everything, because then she has to find the solution, the reversal to that, the solution to the midpoint conflict, which is she has officially been arrested. She tried to escape, which causes a whole other thing, right? And it creates more issues. So she has to find a way. And as our story goes, I think we set it up where she basically is like, well, why don't you use me as bait, and we can get the gang, get the whole gang. All right, let's do this. Oh, it's 1 o'clock already. All right. The escape. All right. Dump the love interest. He's unreliable. Into the garbage. All right. You gotta get rid of the love interest. Just because he has tentacles doesn't mean I'm interested. All right. A mixture of agreed, right? Like, what's his point? He's doing nothing. All right. A mixture of the love interest knows people within the thing. Okay. So they'll help them. Okay. This will be the success. This will be the yes. They help get the love interest into the prison. Okay. And together they work to get to Laura Olivia. They make it to Laura, right? This is also the false sense of security for the reader as well. Why? Well, because it's showing that, oh, everything's working out. This is great. And that's what I love about everything working out, is that it's not. They make it to Laura Olivia, and they have to hurry up and get her out of the cell. Oh, I got to go back and do something. The cellmate says that he needs to get a book from the library. Oh my God, I can't spell. Oh, I spelled it right. Library, and excuses himself from the cell. All right. Did I spell that wrong? I feel like I didn't spell that wrong. All right. He's going to tell the warden. All right, because remember, he's going to be the one that breaks. All right. Take these broken wings and fly away. Okay. Walk through a checkpoint, and they ask for the code and badge. The love interest's badge is good. So is the other person with them. But Laura Olivia's comes up for a person who is nothing like her, and the guard knows this person personally. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. They have to fight the guard and run off, moving through the prison, away from their original plan. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. That's what I'm saying. And then Laura Olivia says to the love interest, don't you have a plan B? He says no. Practical. All right. What's good about that moment, by the way? Well, it's that it shows character, right? We learn a lot about the character just from that little moment, that little beep, little beat. All right. This is because they ultimately they get caught. This is because now they know. Okay, all right. We don't need this anymore. Boop, boop. All right, so we're doing the beats. We're doing the beats. We're doing the beats. Okay. Oh, this is what I can do. I can do a soft chapter break. Does everyone know what the difference between a hard chapter break is and a soft chapter break is? Not just the visual of it, but the purpose of it. If you don't, hard chapter breaks are extreme changes. So change in complete location, change in POV, change in narrative movement, things like that. Soft chapter break is like a skip in time. So like if I'm like, I'll be right back. I gotta go to whatever. I gotta get something from the kitchen, right? And then we could just do a soft chapter break, and I'm in the kitchen. It's because I'm already in the house, so it's not a change in location from like say the living room or say from the basement to the kitchen. So I'm still in the same major location, but I'm just moving upstairs. So it's a soft chapter break. If it's it's basically a light version of the hard chapter break. But if you're going to do a complete POV switch, you have to do a hard chapter break. If you're going to jump across, say, a field in a battle, you do the hard chapter break because it's just easier. All right, so the underbelly of the prison where the water is running. Remember we introduced the water? I don't know if you remember. Up here, it's like she's in the thing and you hear water. Whatever. There's water, so now we get to actually pay off the water moment. Trying to find a way out, but run into more guards that are stationed down here. And they get past them with the fake IDs, but the other guards get down there and yell, stop them. They run again. Oh no! What we got here? The visual reference for a self break was a space between paragraphs. Yes. So, like, if it's like Thomas is so cool, he loves pizza. Thomas was so cool, loves pizza, and ordered a pie. The pie showed up, and he took a slice. All right. So that would be that. That's a soft chapter break. The hard chapter break would be. It could be the. It could be these. They don't have to be though. They could be a line too. It could be Well, I can't do the line when I'm doing line for some reason. Yeah, it could be this. Boop. Right. So, but the hard chapter break would be Thomas is so cool. He loves pizza, and order a pie for pickup. Sitting down, and that's the major difference in the narrative beat. It's like, boop, 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 boop. Okay, they run again. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Run again. The stairs that lead up to the top of the area. We'll figure that out. We'll have to figure that out. All right. Then they get out, pushing through the gate. They don't know where they are, but it is a dead end because you need because it's just an access point for working on the water system. And the only way out of here is to jump into the water, which would kill them. All right. The warden. Oh, no. The guards are downstairs. Because why would the warden be with them? I always hated that in television. Like, why is the warden running with them? Like, they should be at the central area, like a general. General isn't at the front lines, you know? They're not running in with the soldiers like that. The guards are downstairs telling them to come back down. Laura, Olivia, and the rest. Nice moment. I tried. And okay. Blah, blah, blah. Oh. And they both decide to give up, which is the smart move. Okay. I think we're done for today. But we did two. So that's pretty good. Also, the midpoint conflict increases the stakes. Why? Because now the love interest is also captured. So they're both captured. So we have raised the stakes, and now they both have to get out. But it also leads to a potential, whatchamacallit? Oh, a solution. Yeah. You need a solution. I'm just writing the numbers because I know they're going to go here. Anyway, it's now time for the floor is yours, please. With no further ado. If you have any questions about what we did today, what I'm doing in general, or your own stories, narratives, I should say, because remember, story is how it unfolds emotionally through the emotional experiences. And what am I doing? Yeah. So narratives are made up of both plot and story. Plot is what needs to happen no matter what, and the story is how it unfolds through the emotional experiences and choices of your characters. There we go. All right. Look at it, it's all color coded. Oh my god. Okay. I love color coded. All right, so there you go. We did two plot points today. I'm pretty excited about that. Look at that. Oh, we got 3 scenes in that. That's nice. 3 scenes in that. 2 scenes in that. 2 scenes. What is that? 2 scenes. 1 scene. Oh, here's another example. You know, Cindy. This is chapter 11 or plot point 11 is just 1 scene. Boop, you know, very simple. Rocked it. Yeah. I thank you. I appreciate that, Nicole. You know that. Oh yeah. I'm just trying. This is just the extended outline, though. This is me taking what we did here with these general ideas and just extending it and like adding a little bit more oomph. And then we're actually going to do, once we finish this, we'll go into the zero draft, which is going to probably take the longest, other than writing, obviously. But you will see the big difference between an extended outline and the zero draft. And the zero draft, I don't actually write out like a narrative. Like, it's going to continue to be bullet points. It won't be these numbered bullet points, though. It'll be the regular bullet points. Because as you know, I've said it many a times, it helps me with pacing and creating a movement, like a narrative movement in the conversation or the physical events. And you know, I'm not saying you need to use it, but hopefully maybe it's just another tool you could use where it gives you a visual of seeing the movement of a scene, like, and hopefully it'll help. Anyway, all right. So if anyone has any questions, this is the time to ask. Again, I am a developmental editor and a writing teacher. So it's like getting free advice from a self-proclaimed expert who has been doing this for 20 plus years. While we're at it, while we're waiting for people, if you haven't already, you could always check out my website, makearightleftheere.com. Do you have what it takes to make a right left here? Do you, punk? Fun fact. I had several URL names, domain names. I made a list, and I was like, hey, I went around to like 100 people, literally. I went to like a mall thing, and I was like, out of these 10, which 3 do you like the most? And Make a Right Left Here was obviously the most voted. People were like, this is so weird and interesting. I like it. Fabulous. Thank you. Fun fact about Make a Right Left Here. I say that all the time before I came up with the name, because when I'm driving, you know how people say, hey, make a left right here. So I started saying make a right left here. Whenever we had to make a right, I'd be like, make a right left here. And that turned into the website. And, because anything can happen. I have figured out the chapter placement of the first act plot points for my story. 6 chapters, 9 plot points so far. Can the pushed plot point apply to a scene or struggle overcoming a fear? It could. It depends on the context of it. I wouldn't know what the context of it. 6 chapters, that's pretty good. That's what do you? That's a lot of plot points for 6 chapters, though. Let me see how you're doing that. I'm going to try to make a guess on it. I'm going to make a guess. Let's see if I can make a guess. Ready? You're doing the first 3 plot points. The first 4 plot points is chapter 1. I'm assuming. So that's 1. Maybe that's 2. I don't know. Let me see. What is 9? 9 divided by 6. 9 divided by 6. I guess you're doing almost 2 plot points a day. I don't know. I'd really be interested to see how you did that. Because remember, you plot points. You want to at least they have to have like a narrative movement to it. So, but I'd actually like to see your story. How you worked it out, just as a curious mind, but 9 plot points, so far. They overlap. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Again, that's breaking the rules, and as long as it's working for your narrative, it's perfect. Because remember, every plot point needs to sort of serve its own thing. So, like for example, plot point 1. No. Everything. Probably. No. You could break every rule there is, but like with, for example, in the ordinary world, as soon as you disrupt it, the ordinary world ceases to be, and it becomes the inciting incident. And as soon as they are taking action against the inciting incident, they are reacting to it. And as soon as they're out of the inciting incident, it becomes a and they're thinking about what to do because of the inciting incident. Now you're in the long impact of it. So there is a logical narrative movement just to the plot points themselves. So that's why I'm saying, but again, this could be a chapter. These 2 could be a chapter. These 3 can be a chapter. But the way it would most likely end up is this would be a scene, this would be a scene, and that would be a scene if it was in one chapter. You could also. It's a lot of writing, and I think it'd be very difficult, but you can make all 6 points a chapter if you really wanted to, but it would be a big chapter. Unless it's like, like you're writing like a kid's book or something like that, now we're talking, because you can, I mean, technically, yeah, I guess. I'll think about it. Is the truth of the lie bit the whole arc lie, or can it be something that distracts the discovery of the truth? It just seems a bit early for MC1 to be discovering this. Have I even explained that correctly? I'll say this much. Remember, when the truth of the lie is revealed, the character doesn't have to believe the truth of the lie. They can continue to believe their lie. And that is the solution is to either prove that their understanding of the lie is accurate, meaning like my truth is real, or they have to accept the lie or the truth of that lie and find a solution to it. Or the double down. So he can double down on it 100%. Plot point 1 is 1.5 plot points. The double down. And then they could change their mind. Like Act 3 might be, or going into Act 3 might be they change their mind and now they have to deal with the consequences of the truth. Or Act 3 could be them where the truth is actually revealed and it's their final battle. And so you can play with that. So what we got here? Plot point 1 is 1.5. Are you saying chapter 1 is the ordinary world and then it steps into the inciting incident, and then chapter 2 is the experience of the inciting incident? Like basically chapter 1 steps into it and then all right. That's what I was figuring. That's what I was figuring. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You can do that. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff, as they say. All right, what do we got? Got a couple minutes? I got a couple minutes. Let me finish doing all this stuff. If you're new here and you haven't already and you love what you've been watching, please hit the subscribe button with the bell notifications so you can don't miss out on all that other fun stuff. What do you always say? Like, comment, share the videos. You got to get those things in, and it helps the channel. And I appreciate it. I do. It gets me to sing, all these other things. What do we got? Chapter 3 is plot point 3 and 4. Yeah, see, that worked. Yeah, that's fine. It works. As long as, you break it up with scenes and stuff like that. Because you don't, like, if, like, one scene is the ordinary world, but then it also turns into the inciting incident, then technically that scene is the inciting incident. But, like, if the ordinary, like, you have a scene 1, and it ends with, like, the alien showing up, that is still technically the ordinary world. And then the next scene, or even a new chapter, can be the inciting incident of there are aliens and they're dealing with the aliens, right? And then like now the aliens are arriving and they're like blowing things up. And then after the aliens are like arrived, then the plot point 3 could still be technically chapter 1, but it would be a new scene where they're trying to ultimately escape to safety. So that's how you have to look at it. Like if a scene does more than a certain thing, then it becomes the majority of whatever the thing is. If that makes sense, like, what's another example? Let's do another example. If, what do we got here? Without giving details of the story, it's kind of hard to describe how I have it set up. You don't have to be sorry. I'm not saying anything you're doing is wrong. Please don't take it that way. I'm just my brain is curious. I'm trying to. I like thinking about how people utilize it. It helps with me understanding it. Because remember, there are many ways to do many things. So there's no judgment with that. But here's an example. Let's say I'm introducing the new world, and the new world is Marty McFly is now in the past, right? He went back to the past, and right, okay, and he's like, "What's going on here? This is crazy." Okay, but now, within that, let's say I'm writing that chapter. Marty McFly just arrived to the past, and while he's in the past, he learns that he looks at his photo and he sees that his sister and his brother vanished. Technically, that's no longer introducing the audience to the new world. We bypassed this. This got jumped, and we just got to the midpoint conflict. or I should say building up to the midpoint conflict, right? Because what is the midpoint conflict? Oh. I will see you next week, Angel. Have fun. Thank you for being here. Off to bed. See you next week. All right. Without giving away. Okay. So that would be an example of like bypassing things. You just, like the plot points have rules only because it establishes a movement in the narrative. I can email it to you if you're curious. Is your email on your website? It is. But you could just go. Oh yeah. Make it right left here.com. Just go right to the contact page. You'll find everything there. Plus, you get to see my funny face as soon as you go to make it right left here. All right. I guess that's it, right? Next videos. Let's talk about the next videos. Next week. What do we got next week? Oh, next week's a new month. Ooh, you know what next month is? My birthday. I'm gonna be older. So that should be fun. Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to it. And you send it my way. Let's see. What is next week? So next Sunday is my birthday. So that means we'll be doing this video number 14 on the how to write on my birthday. I'm not even taking a day off. I'm going to be giving you my birthday time. That will officially be 47. 47. It is a pizza party next Sunday then. Absolutely. We're going to have to get some pizza into this house. But Saturday, what are we doing Saturday on the 5th? Saturday on the 5th will be what is writing series? What is a narrative? Oh, we're going to break down the complications of what a narrative is and really get into the nitty-gritty. Also, this coming Wednesday, be talking about present tense in novels. And of course, Friday will be scene structure. Discover how to use transitions effectively to move seamlessly between scenes and keep the story flowing. Oh, that's interesting because we kind of talked about that last week. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be a party. I'm excited for my birthday. I'll be honest. B-Day writing. Have to bring a cake. I would love to have some cake. And I love cake. I love cake, round cake, or is it pound cake? I don't know. What is that song by Jay-Z? Pound cake. I don't know. B-Day. Wish could be live for that one on narrative. Well, I'll be there to talk. I do premieres. So when the premieres, they're all pre-recorded on Wednesdays and Fridays, but I am there to have a conversation, so I can speak on the tippy type. I heard that the collab will be out on 20. Ooh. Yeah, please keep me on the know of that. I would definitely like to, and I'll happily support and share that as I do with things from people I care about. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. I own all their music. That is one of my non-metal bands that I am a huge fan of. Cake is so good. Oh man, so good. Reluctantly crouched at the starting line, engines pumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, the flags go up, churning and burning. They yearn for the cup, they defiantly maneuver and muscle for rank. Fuel burning fast on an empty tank. Reckless and wild, they pour through the turns. Their prowess is potent and secretly stern. I'm sorry, I could do that all day. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. She's all alone in a time of need. That band is amazing. Sorry, I get excited with music. What is another song I really like? It's they have so many. Oh, Never There. Nah, what is it? I need your arms around me. I need to feel your touch. I need your understanding. I need your love so much. You tell me that you love me, so you tell me that you care. But when I need you, baby, you're never there. On the phone, long, long distance, always through such strong resistance. First, you say you're too busy. I wonder if you even miss me. Never there. I didn't realize I was getting a free kick on today. I mean, listen, I could sing this song all day. Okay, a golden bird that flies away, a candle's fickle flame. To think I held you yesterday, your love was just a game. All right. Anyway, God, they're so good, so good. And their version of War Pigs is really good too. The way they play with the music and stuff like that. They did a very good job of War Pigs. At first, I was like, I don't know if I want to hear that because I do love Cake's style, but I was like, War Pigs is like, right? And then you hear theirs, and you're like, oh, that's really good. That's really good. Also, Alien Ant Farm. I'm not a fan of them, but their version of Smooth Criminal, I was like, wow, this is really good. And then I listened to their music, and all of a sudden they're like, you want to go to the movies? We're gonna go to the movies. And I was just like, what? Why would you release Smooth Criminal and play it heavy and really, really good and like just blow people's minds away? And then your first song out after that is the sound is completely different. And I was just like, that is so weird. It was a weird choice on their part. But yeah, that was a really cool cover. And then I think their record label was like, trust me, it'll get you lots of sales. And then you're like, gotcha. Have you heard Chris Cornell's cover of Billie Jean? I haven't, but anything Chris Cornell does, amazing singer, unfortunately. I feel bad that guy. Ugh, I can understand, though. I can understand. You sure make me laugh when you sing. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. It's because I'm so bad. Is it because I'm so bad? I appreciate that. I appreciate it's cool and you like it. Ooh. Sing once again with me, a strange duet. My power over you grows stronger yet. And though you turn from me to glance behind the Phantom of the Opera. I actually like singing the show tunes the most. Oh, thank you. It's because it makes you authentic and relatable. I appreciate that. I'm a wacko and I know it, and I'm happy about that. I would sing, but I've been way too shy since I was little. I only sing because I was shy, and it was how I broke out of that comfortability. However, I completely understand what you're saying because it's like if you sing, it brings attention and the attention. But I used to have stage fright too, but I wanted to be a performer, so I had to always like get out there and fight against these feelings to break through. Same thing with my writing. I was always scared to let people see my writing or my story ideas. And, I had to learn early on. Like I almost started giving it to people I thought would just say my stuff was horrible because I wanted to hear the negative so I can work through that. Because a lot of times, this is the other thing is like, one of my really good friends, he doesn't hold back. He'll be like, this isn't working. But then I have another really good friend that is just very, very compassionate and loving and empathetic. And everything I give him is great. And I don't get anything out of that. I can't improve with everything, but I know he's saying it because he doesn't want to critique. So that's also an important thing just as a writer is like, yeah, it's good to have those like, nothing is bad friends. This is really good. I liked it. It's not my style, but this is really good. But it's also good to have somebody that is compassionately critiquing your stuff. Somebody that's willing to tell you what's not working, but not, this is the worst. This is garbage. Why do they have 4 fingers instead of 5? But yeah. Anyway, back to being shy. Yeah, no, I am technically an introvert. I had to learn to get out there because I was in an industry that had to be, face to face and stuff like that. It was just it was a tough time. Constructive criticism is so essential, absolutely. And it's just my head falls when people are just like, "Oh, I liked it." All right, but what did you like about it? It was very good. Okay, but what was very good about it? Like, was there anything that needed work? Oh, no, 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 no. And you're like, but that's not helping me. That's like, I know it's not perfect and I know it's not great. I know it could be quote unquote good, but I need help. I need to be able to break it and change things. Authors or nurses eating their young. With a little hot sauce, anything can taste good. I'll be honest with you. All right. Oh, it's 1:40. It's 3:40 over here. Okay. Let's do it. Num 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 num. Num 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 num. I just want you to know, I had a friend who I grew up with. A very nice guy. I won't say his name, but a very nice guy. I was a child, whatever. It's 12 o'clock by you, Hannah. Huh? Ooh! Oh yeah, that's right. You're 3 hours difference. And he was Vietnamese, and my father was friends with his mother because I forget where they met, but it had something to do with Vietnam and like working through, because they have PTSD. Anyway, I was friend with them, and the mother used to always talk about how, because she was from Vietnam, like she had escaped, and I'm using that word not loosely, like she was like, I had to get out of Vietnam. She's like, I got out of Vietnam. And she said that they used to eat dogs and cats and stuff like that. And I was a kid. I was, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8. I was like, no, you didn't. You can't eat cats and dogs. And I was well confused earlier. UK time is an hour ahead from last night. Oh, yeah, because yeah, you're 5 hours ahead, right? 12:40, I meant to say. Yeah. Time differences. But yeah, no, she was like, we used to eat cats and dogs. And I was like, well, what does it taste like? She's like, it tastes like chicken. And I was like, well, why don't you just eat chickens? Because I'm a kid, our brains are just not nuanced like that. And 2042, military time. So, was that 8? Yeah, 8, 9, 10. No, was that 10? It's 10 o'clock. 10:42. It's 10:42 by. Oh, was it an 8-hour difference? Or maybe it is an 8-hour difference. 2042 minus. What is that? Minus 343. I don't know. You got to take 12 from that. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8:42. So anyway, yeah. She said it tasted like chicken. And that stayed with me for a while. In fact, till today. And I'm gonna be 47 this coming weekend. So the things people tell you as a kid stay with you. I don't know. All good stuff. All right. With that said, I think we gotta go. I gotta eat some lunch. What do they call it? Lunch? I need food. I need to put it in my belly. Have an awesome day, Thomas. Talk to you later. To everybody out there, thank you for spending time with me today. Yeah. All right. We're out. We're gonna say goodbyes. We're gonna say goodbye. Bye, flowers. To everyone out there, I'm Thomas J. Bellezza. This is The Right Mindset. And as always, keep developing the right mindset. I'll see you next time. Bye.